Welcome to Hangman Tarot. My name is Jordan. I am Hangman Tarot. We're going to get started here with our tarot celeb reading. So we're going to get into Rashmi and Sidharth. I'm going to give them nicknames most likely. So Sidharth Shukla and Rashmi. Let me get over. Okay, Rashmi Desai. Sorry if I butcher the names. I'm not trying to, but I do not. Repeat, I'm not very great at pronouncing these names, but I'm trying. All right, so we are going to get into their tarot card reading. Now, before I start, I want you to go ahead and hit subscribe to Hangman Tarot. When you do this, click that bell button so that you receive all notifications for future readings with me. And if you are really stoked about that, you'll get up to 1 to 6 uploads, just depending on what the week is and what the readings are for. Also, I want you to go ahead and check out all the social media links in the description box. And you're going to click on all of them and you're going to go check them out, share, like, and follow if you would, please, and thank you. Other than that, we're going to get started with our Sagittarius sun sign, Capricorn moon sign. That would be Sid. I'm going to call him Sid, so that is his nickname in this reading. Also, Rashmi, her nickname will just be Rashmi because I don't even know if that's what it's supposed to sound like. But she's an Aquarius sun sign and Leo sign moon. She was born August 4th, 1986. And we're going to get started. So I'm not going to go over questions and stuff during the reading. I'm definitely going to just do the reading. That way I can stay connected in with the cards. I can stay connected with my energy bubble. So like it's not getting popped by questions. I will address questions at the end of it. Just a few of them, nothing crazy. So I'm just going to go over their current feelings immediately right at the moment. When I'm saying this, because he has passed on, when I'm saying current feelings and emotions, it's going to go off the last source. Okay. So the last source of energy that we can read off. So the last source of any kind of happenings between the two of them. Okay. Because again, I do not know, and I'm not aware of whom they are, what they do mostly. I just know that you all request them, and this is where we're headed. We're headed right into that request. Okay. This one was requested quite a bit. So we're going to get to it. And let's see, I'm not going to read on Sid after this though, because he has passed on, and I think we should let, things lie in peace. So, hello. Oh, finally. Yes, I know. Getting to it. All right. Intuitively, when I first thought of the two of them, I felt no actual romance connection. I know that I think they dated. I'm not quite sure, but I do feel like there's an upsetness around it too. Not quite sure what that is. I'm just telling you intuitively what I feel and see. A lot of circles. I see a lot of circular. I don't know what that means either. And I feel like intuitively, if this relationship were to have been a relationship, it definitely would have been hard to get off the ground. It would have been a hard compatibility. I feel. I don't know specifically. So again, I just wanted to give you my intuition. Then you can play around with it and you'd be like, holy shit, or oh my God, oh, she's dead after all, and blue and red. So the thumbnail is depicting the colors that I see too. And the shapes are usually on there. Okay. Let's get started. We are going to go over the current. Now, when I say current, what I'm addressing is the most current that I can read from, okay? Because again, he has passed. All right. So feelings and emotions that are involved. And this is our most recent vibe check, energy check, intuitive, whatnot. Because again, he has passed, but she's still here. Okay, so her current feelings there was a lot of illusion or a lot of image. She actually had high expectations of him when she met him. And that is the Aquarius. Yeah, so she's Aquarius. So this is dead on. Okay, so this is just indicating that when she first was kind of around him, or this is kind of like the most recent feeling, in this relationship, she started building like a new trust. And this could have been before, after, or previous to the relationship, or whatever type of relationship they actually had. Okay. The person in this relationship is definitely somebody that she had high expectations of him. So as far as Sid goes, 9 of Cups, that is in reverse. 9, almost there, cups, water. So this card is indicating that this person is somebody, yes, he wanted this person, but you cannot, he says this in almost reading, every single reading I've done. He sends this cup card. You cannot always get what you want. And he was aware of that. And mentally, he lacked achievement in this relationship, meaning he wasn't winning here as far as like trying to be in the relationship or a love or a romance. Okay. Yeah. So the card, it's not a dating card. This is not a dating thing. And it doesn't mean that he didn't want it. It's expressive that there was a want. Does that mean that they dated? No. Because her thinking a higher expectation of him is already indicating to me that she found him not boyfriend material or not husband material, because she had an illusion of what he was. If that makes sense, okay? And so she needs to have harmony within like her ideas of somebody. So that was not going to work. Not in that way. Not immediately right now. Okay, let's find out what the let's go in on here. Let me get in here. Yeah, she was unable to relax in this. Definitely. Living beyond what she was capable of doing when she was in the situation. 9 of Pentacles reverse. So the moon in reverse for him is he was extremely insecure with the situation. And he felt like with the whole picture, he was losing touch because he thought he had a picture of what it was going to be, whatever their relationship consisted of. And he just felt like she was dishonest. And he felt like he couldn't see her honesty or her truth or her facts or whatever she was bringing to the table. But again, she kind of probably was not bringing so much forth because she didn't want to be too reckless, but she was unable to deal with it. There was no resting. There was no healing, especially if she was involved in this. However this resonates, I don't know again. All right, let's find out. We're going to find out the connection that brought them together on both ends. Okay, so it's going to be both of them. Judgment upright, 8 of Swords. That is in reverse. Okay, so there was lacking on communication. He was at the edge, right at the edge here during this situation of kind of a self-awakening, spiritual awakening. So he was right there at the cusp of it. He was kind of awakening. He was opening up to that spiritual happening. And I don't know if this is definitely brought them together. Whether or not she knew, we'll find out a little bit more here. And when she was getting into this situation, she was definitely dealing with some past issues. So as far as her confidence and stuff, it was definitely growing, and that helped to put her in this relationship. Otherwise, the energies wouldn't have matched up. So she was dealing with something beforehand in the past. Could have been Aquarius, moon sign. But that's actually what she is, I think. Yeah, that's what she's sun sign. Okay. So Aquarius moon sign she had dealt with in the past. And it was a lot of tough time, a lot of tough stuff going on there. And he didn't mean to love on her. That was an accident. But he felt like, I don't know if this makes sense to you. He felt as if when he was around her, he was invited to shine, and that it was okay to spiritually awaken. It was okay to grow spiritually, because I don't know how much he was into that, but the self realizing was something he was scared to do. But with her, he felt like he could shine and open that up, if that makes sense. Who's defending Sid? Okay. Well, I mean, this doesn't indicate you came in on this at a really bad part because you don't actually know what I just read. I just read that they didn't have a relationship. And if they did have a relationship, it was not a love romance. Could it have been love or could it have been a soul connection? Yes, for the learning of it. But again, you weren't here, obviously. So if you don't like this reading, take your ass out. Literally, don't give a shit if you like it or not. You're disgusting. Goodbye, Felicia, before I ban you. The only one that is disgusting is the one throwing that word. That's it. Go take a look in the mirror. Go check in on yourself. Deal with it. Don't go around calling people disgusting. Who are you? Who are you? Anyway, I said not to interrupt me. Oh, I can't even understand you now. Now you're just being a child at this point. Now I feel bad and I need to mother you. Naughty. Go to your room. Okay. Anyway, okay, I'm going to block you out of this live chat though if you continue on. Like for real, like I'll just completely delete you off the situation. Like it's not an issue for me. But you're not going to sit here and spam the whole chat because you're upset about whatever you're upset about. Nobody has time for that. Oh, she's calling Aries disgusting and Rashami. Get on out of here. Like who invited this person? She's in timeout now. Oh, it's literally not a big deal. It's just, relationships within people's lives. Like it's not life or death here. Oh, what happened is Drevia, whatever her name is, happened. Okay, let me I got to stay in my energy here so you guys can understand what's going on. Okay. So again, her confidence was growing, but she had dealt with something in the past, Aquarius moon sign maybe, or even just an air sign in general, but she was beginning to really open up growth-wise as far as her self-esteem. And because there's some self-esteem stuff due to that past issue within that relationship. Okay. And again, he felt as if, when he was around her, he could shine. Whether or not she reciprocated and wanted romance, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, this was something that this person was someone he needed to continue to try and grow. And it doesn't matter if it looks perfect or not, because nothing is fucking perfect. Even these TV show people, celebrities, you name it, singers, musicians, whatever it is, nobody goes around walking without a shadow. You go outside, you got a shadow because the light, that's what it shows you. Okay. All right. So we're going to get into, I want to find out what the strong aspects of this relationship were. Page of Swords, that is in reverse. Tower, that is in reverse. Okay, a lot of chaos. So the refusal to see the truth of the relationship actually made it so like there was combativeness, there was chaos. And the strength was that it was unexpected. The strength was that he couldn't see it immediately because it was hurtful. So then ensues the chaos once he sees it. He thought something other than what she was thinking is what it is. And as far as her strength is that she brought into the relationship was that she literally didn't have nice words to say to him. Like there wasn't a lot of strength in the relationship because the defensiveness, that's not like a good strength, if you will. The game playing, or because she was game playing, she would go back and forth, but it wasn't game playing like what you would think. It was just like changing her mind back and forth. Like she probably wanted to like chill with him, but he was what he was or whatever, because there was a lot of chaos that he was bringing into it. And there was a lot of trouble, like as far as like love for her, past, future, you name it, she will always have a little bit of trouble in her love life. However that resonates. Yeah, she's just tired. She was tired of it though, because it was like almost getting like a war with swords, like that noise when I'm talking about this. So this definitely was not like something. She might have been a little bit more manipulative than you actually think in this relationship. And that, again, it's just the way that she was talking to him. He liked the way it sounded, but she was just trying to make him go into something else, a different action. So she was saying, all these really nice words, and he was hearing whatever he was hearing, and he was allowing it because of the way she was saying it. Careless words. All right, we're going to find out some of the weaknesses too. Okay, Ten of Swords upright, Two of Pentacles, that is down. So materially, he was in a pretty balanced place. He was trying to be very flexible in all the ways that you could, especially at this time because he was working. He was making money. He was trying to really bring it together and make it a whole thing. He was really trying to adapt to this. And that was actually a weakness for him because he wasn't actually paying attention to what was going on in this type of relationship, romance, friendship, platonic, coworkers. I don't give a shit. I'm just telling you basically that in this relationship, he was so focused and fixated on other things, materials, work, his job. He was doing other shit. But he was just trying to almost like chameleon into the relationship, adapt to it. Do we have another negative Nancy? Oh. People won't quit calling. Every time I try to do your guys' readings for these people, like literally my phone starts blowing up. I don't know what it is. It's probably universe like trying to back me out. Where's this at? Where are they spam? Where's the spammers? What are their names? Is it Rose Milk Strawberry or whatever her name is? Okay, anyway. Shut up and get out. Like literally, goodbye. Like nobody fucking cares what, like if you want it, if you don't, then goodbye. Like I'm not your mama. Like get out. Like I really don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. So you have to go figure it out. Like I don't give a shit how you feel about it. Like I'm not going to stop my life or my tarot reading because of Rose Milk, whatever garden your name is. Okay. I don't give a shit. Literally at all. These people I care about because they care about being here. If you don't care about it, see your ass out the fucking door. Rose Milk? Like who names themselves that? What does that even mean? I'm not defining shit. You're defining the door, open it, and go out it. That's what you should be doing. Okay? And change that name while you're here. It's horrible. It's a horrible name. It's like a baby's ass. I don't know. It looks like it smells. Your name looks terrible. Oh, it's an undercover name? Okay. Well, that's not very undercover when you talking shit. Okay, I am blocking them, but they're just going to keep coming in. That's why I just ignore them, y'all. And don't interrupt me. Like, I literally need to stay in this energiness of whatever I'm doing. Put them in timeout, I guess. You're a liar. You're a liar. She's like freaking out, throwing tarot cards everywhere. Watching Sid on all the big screens. Whatever. Yeah, it'll be fine. Just ignore them. Rose Milk, boodaloop, doodaloop. Okay. Okay, so the weaknesses here, again, was that he was just not fully paying attention to this relationship, whichever kind of relationship that was. That's completely up to the resonation of this reading. Anyway, so basically when it comes down to it, he was really just trying to make things whole at the time. I don't even know how that far that will take you with this reading, but it's just like, I don't even know if he was that invested into the relationship, okay? Because he had so much other things going on. As far as her, the weakness that she was bringing in is that she was rushing into it. So she was rushing towards it when she caught in on it, okay? But by the end of it, like that, it created a horrible dynamic, because when you rush into something, you have these expectations, you don't get to know the person. So she really rushed into something thinking long term, this could, whatever, short term, however she looked at it, it fucks you, because you literally get into a relationship with a fucking stranger. And then you're hanging out with them even further. And then you're like, I don't like you. I don't like you. And I don't like you. And why are you here? Because this is who this is. This is who he is. Is he good or bad? Didn't say that. I think we are all soul-wise a good individual, but we have our marks, we have our shadows and scars. And that is just what we're talking about and building around, especially when we're doing our tarot. Okay. But as far as the current relationship, her weaknesses actually made it so that it ended, because she kind of facilitated the fall of it even before it began, because it didn't really get much further than when she started figuring out who he was as far as what she didn't want. So it wasn't compatible for her, however that works. Okay. But her hopelessness in the situation, it became a failure immediately, almost straight out the gate. It was an open beginning and it was a closed end for sure. I feel like it was definitely something fated. They had to do this. He did specifically. He was spiritually awakening at the time. And when it comes to her, for some reason, he felt like he could really shine and be bright around her. And it helped him to be okay with what was happening with him on the inside. What? I ain't talking about that. Get out of here. Honey bunny. Honey bunny. I'm not talking about murder up in my tarot. Don't say murder. That is a horrible word in this room. Let's stay with our cards where we're at. Let's be in the moment, okay? All right, moving on. We're going to get into a succession. Were they successful? Would they have been successful? Let's find out. Successful or not, okay? Now, when it comes to the both of them kind of combining here, if they would have been successful, I'm saying if, she would have been ignoring every fucking fiber in her being. She would have been ignoring how she felt, okay? She would have been worried, stressed all the time with this individual because they were not compatible. It doesn't mean because he was some dog and she was some, crazy lunatic. It was because they weren't compatible. That's it. That's really all it is. Now, when it comes to him, if they were to have been successful, it basically would have went into, he would have really started having to create limits, and he really would have got off focus. Okay. And the limits that would keep him from other people, because people were important. He had people around him. Like when I'm thinking about him, he has people all the time. So if he were to have been in this relationship, it would have been very controlling on her end, because again, they were not compatible. So she would have been like trying to pull it and nip it and tuck it and make it perfect how she wanted it. But it doesn't mean that she's like crazy, rigid, and perfect. It just means he wasn't what she wanted. So she listened to herself and she moved on from it, because it did come to an end, whatever it was. Like, did they get into a romance? I don't think so. I'm not feeling that here. He was a little bit pushy about it. He was pushy about her kind of like wandering away, but she knew it'd be damaging. It had already become damaging, really. But that success, no way, no fucking way. But she already knew that. I think that when they were around each other, they probably did not get along, because these signs aren't even compatible, period. And if they were to have tried to get this relationship to work, it would have been really, really difficult to get it off the ground to begin with. And that's what was happening. It was like lifting off and it would just go back down because it just wasn't, that's not what this was for. This was for learning. This was for growth. Moving into your path even further, you send souls to remind you of what you're doing. So that's all it was. Did he or did she want to get back together? I don't think, no. She knew what he was. And when I say what he was, she knew, she became knowing of who he was. Because when she first met him and she was like kind of rushing in towards him, she realized what he was like right before. But she had high expectations of what he was because there's certain things we just aren't. Like, I'm not masculine. I'm not going to be really strong and move your furniture around. So if you want to marry me because of that, you're going to be let down because I'm not a handyman. He wanted something, but he wasn't even really paying attention to it all that much either. He was actually kind of initially wanting it, but because of what she was doing, the back and forthness in the beginning, he thought she was being dishonest. And so that kind of rolled and crumbled and they kept fighting. There was a lot of chaos going on because of all the unexpected things that were happening because in their initial thoughts again were, okay, it'd be fine. It's not fine because then they got to know each other. They just aren't compatible. They were never compatible. Let me get last card here. I mean, if they met, it was just as friends. Like, it was not like that. Like, they're probably super flirty and lovey-dovey, like as far as, like just because they were single or whatever they were. But this was not romance. They definitely were headed towards that direction, but that stopped immediately. In this situation, throughout it all, she was trying to be extremely kind. Now, that was maybe being seen a certain way because, again, he felt like she was being dishonest. She felt like she was just being nice. You know what I mean? She wasn't trying to hurt the guy's feelings. He didn't put value. So this last energy, some sort of a inspired action during the relationship or during the duration of what they were doing, he did not value what she was, like how bomb diggity she is, like how cool and badass she might be. He was not valuing that. He wasn't valuing it enough to be noticed by her. Okay, so, and what he needed to do was to lead in this whole situation with knowing the value of the person that he was dealing with. So for some reason, he should have looked at her deeper, and he did not. But that's okay, because that just wasn't the jam for them. That was not what they were laying out. Okay? That just wasn't in the cards. I guarantee they probably weren't talking about it specifically. It's just because it's nobody's business. It just wasn't something they were talking about. But again, he wasn't really taking much acknowledgement of her because he didn't think of it that much. He had so much other things going on at the time. Whatever the cards are indicating that he was busy financially, materially. He was just like really running some game business-wise. Okay. All right, y'all. What did we kick out 2 people here? I don't think it was too bad. I think he just like loved women. I do. I think that his passion probably took him a little bit further into situations than it shouldn't have. I think he was definitely energetically like, I feel like it's weird because he's not a Leo, but I felt Leo-y. But with the Capricorn and stuff, it's just like that whole like not really knowing how he feels is not surprising to me. So y'all think you might have been confused. I can't even imagine what the ladies might have thought. They're probably like, what the fuck? Like, because this man just, again, when I say out of sight, out of mind, that's exactly what he would be. He'd be gone. He'd be going doing this and that. He ain't thinking about you. That's just what it is. And if he's thinking about you, you must be very fucking important. Because as far as like his signs and stuff, no. It didn't mean, again, does not mean that they're good or bad. It just, these are little things about people that are either compatible or not. Oh, Sagittarius, yeah. Yeah, that, because that's his sun sign, but so that's more of the physical exterior. The inwardness, though, is more Capricorn. And I believe Venus, he was a Libra, which would also make sense not knowing what the fuck's going on because they don't feel like they need to acknowledge you as far as like how they feel and what they're doing. And that's kind of how he was. And then he would probably fight communication wise. If you're not telling people shit, you're going to fight with them because then they're going to fill their mind full of stuff. And then they're going to fight with you about it. And you're going to be like, that's not true. But he didn't tell them. So I think there had to have been an actual relation romance. And I do not think that that was there. I don't. I think that, again, I feel like maybe they were trying to do something. But again, she actually was like, no, this is not, you're not. She was seeing something that she didn't before because she was rushing around trying to get into it before she got to know the person. Now, who's Ramon? All right. Anyway, so there's your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, okay. I think we are good. We are good on the questions, comments, stuff. Okay, so I did the reading and I think it went really good. It blended really well together. Every card, it was just the right tone. So I think it went amazingly. And we only kicked out 2 people. So I don't think we should add a third. Okay, what's your question, Aries? Just one more. I mean, most men are womanizers because we are not. Women have a certain expectation now, especially now. And when a man says something specific, they're considered a womanizer. Nothing he did was probably right according to a woman. I don't know what he was or what he did or how he was with women, but I do know if you're physical with a woman or if you talk mad shit to a woman or you're addressing a woman in a certain way and you're yelling, you're a womanizer. Or if you're talking shit about women, you're a womanizer. Okay. If you're disrespectful. Is there times where you can come out of pocket? Yeah. Not a womanizer, whatever. But like, I don't think abuse physically or verbally is ever okay. And I think it's way above a womanizer. But I don't know like how he was specifically. And it's a different country completely because here we do not do things the way that you all do it. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all coming in and asking. And again, this is not my full-time job yet. As of December, I do get monetized. So this will be money. And so I won't have to work on the outside anymore. It'll just be here. So it'll be way more focused. I mean, usually when we're rushing in towards a person, that's because we remember them, but we don't know why. We're like, oh, usually if we rush into things, we think we know them. We feel like we do. We feel like we met them. We did. But it's just like, usually people you feel like ferocious and you want to be around them and squeeze them and love them. It has a lot to do with past life. But it's probably because you didn't get along or because they did something to you. But for some reason, her soul being here physically made it so that he could open up spiritually. Okay, think what you want, sugar butt. Yeah, if you just, it's like goo goo gaga. You're like a little baby. I don't care. I don't care, honey. I am not talking. I am not speaking on somebody who's passed, if they're alive or not. If he's gone, he's gone. You know, let it be. All right, fuck it. I'm out. I gotta go eat. I'm starving. I have no idea. Aries, that's a deep question. It's so nice to think that, these fucking people are alive. There's a young girl who went missing here in America, and I intuitively thought she was hiding. But when I'm saying hiding, it's like that could have been before or after. So I don't know if she's hiding there or if she was hiding before she, was murdered. But I do wish to God that it was just a stunt. I wish to God that she was not passed. It just kills my heart. So I understand, though. Marilyn Monroe, I'd like to kick it with her, but she is not here. I would like to think she's alive, though. All right, y'all. I am out of here. Hit subscribe to Hangman Tarot. Share, like, and follow on all of your social media. Take it further and further. The further we get, the better monetized and the better group and crew that we have. We can definitely just be doing tarot nonstop. All right, I gotta go. I gotta go eat. Goodbye. Have a good day.